Alright, hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run. We're actually starting to get down to the end of the classes in terms of randoming through every class, but let's see what we get and jump right into it with a random weapon, try to beat Danger 5 with it. Here goes, let's roll, and we got the Gladiator. So Gladiator I've already done, we're going to roll that one again, and we got the Lucky. Lucky, I don't believe I've done, and this is one of the characters that suffers a lot from having random weapons, so I think this one is going to be really fun. So Lucky, obviously, you want your luck modifications get increased, and you get a bunch of starting luck, so you're going to be getting a lot of items from crates, and of course your damage comes from luck as well. For my class guide for the Lucky, I use the Rock, because you just want to build defensive stats to get your chain started, but let's see what the game gives us and where we can go from there. Minus 60% attack speed, minus 50% XP gain, both of those are very painful, but we got the Stick. Stick is another great weapon, so this is going to be a very solid build, I want to say, and let's jump in and see how it goes. Alright, so notice that as I kill stuff, the enemies drop more materials when I pick up other materials, so we really want to sort of be starting the chain. Actually got a little unfortunate, and this can happen with the Lucky because we picked up when we killed a unit there, it dropped a consumable, and you'd rather just have it drop a material at this level. Like, we don't need the consumables for healing because it's level 1, we're not going to die. And you would much rather get a material than some HP when you're in the first wave. We could have had 56 if we hadn't had 125 luck and gotten the material or the consumable drop. I'll definitely take coffee. It does decrease our damage, but increasing our attack speed is fine. Having negative attack speed means that counterintuitively this is one of the stats where having it really low, because of the animations, raising it doesn't matter as much when it's really low already, but it's still good to raise when you can. And then Lumberjack Shirt is actually really good for the Lucky, as is Tree, of course, because you're going to end up in a position where your attack damage is not that high, so you will want to be able to break trees in one shot, and then of course when those trees break you get 3 materials on the ground, which, as the Lucky, does damage to units. I'll take the Stick and lock these two things and roll, and we're just rolling for sticks here. And there we go, up to 4 sticks. Feeling pretty good about this one so far. Let's jump into the next wave. Alright. You might notice a small cut in the video there, I just had to do something, but don't worry, I didn't, cancel out of the wave or anything. Even I couldn't die on wave 2, usually. People are always like, I always get people in the comments on these videos like, you should show every part to prevent cheating. Like, it's Brotato. I'm not cheating at Brotato, guys. Here we are going to actually re-roll. We should be able to get a stronger level up because we have very high luck, and I believe in wave 2 we can still get a level 2 upgrade here. That being said, I'm just going to take more luck. Whenever you see luck on this character, you should just grab it. We'll take a stick and roll and roll. And if I roll into another stick, I won't be able to buy it. So the question is, do I want Tree? Will that give me more value, or will having a stick locked give me more value? I think the answer is that we don't really care that much about our weapon set. We probably won't bother to upgrade these past level 2 or so. So I'm just going to grab the Tree now to see if we can get more crate drops if possible. The best thing for this character is to pick up baby geckos and ideally Sif's Relic, which would give you the ability to pull in materials, because that lets you really keep the chain going. Basically, this character's a combo attacker, like you might see in sort of an Arkham Knight style beat-em-up brawler or in a fighting game. where you want to start the chain and then continue on by hitting things. I'll still take once you've you chain your attacks from enemy to enemy, because you drop one enemy, they drop a material, you pick up the material, does damage, drop another enemy, you pick it up. And so if we can pull in those materials to ourselves, it's even better. I'll take harvesting here. It's a level 2 harvesting upgrade, and it'll still definitely pay for itself pretty quickly. And then we'll grab the lumberjack shirt and roll. Looking for, obviously, more sticks, but also just anything that gives me additional percent damage is really good on this character. And of course, what you really want on this character is cyber balls and baby elephants, which will allow you to combo with your class passive to do even more damage. Rolling again. Wow, we're finding no weapons here. That's okay. I will buy the stick, and I will buy Weird Ghost. So obviously this bit me once before recently, but you should be able to avoid taking damage on these early waves. And of course we also are the lucky who has a higher chance of dropping consumables, and so we should be able to heal up and get out of danger, even if I happen to walk into an enemy. I should be waiting to pick up those kinds of materials until more enemies have spawned, the ones that are just on the ground, because that will... If you wait to pick up the materials until enemies have spawned, you're not wasting damage. Broke 3 trees, got 1 crate. I don't think that's like that unexpected, but still, you wouldn't mind more crates. Oh, then again, this crate has a bag, which is the best possible item for this character. We're going to be dropping tons of crates, and so bags are going to be incredible. And then here, I'm going to re-roll this. There's nothing here that I really want. I could just take some flat damage. Sticks already have high flat damage, but we do need the damage to start off our chain. I could also just pick up 5 luck. I think I'm going to just go with 4 melee damage here, and then I'll take 8% damage. Percent damage affects the damage from our passive, so of course we want that. Upgrade a stick, so our sticks do 45 damage now, that's great. And then here, we want Lure and Cyberball, of course, both. I'm going to go with the Lure first. I think we should be able to kill the enemies in time. Actually, I'm going to lock the Lure for 1 more round, and pick up the Cyberball, just to ensure that I'll have the damage to clear both loot aliens. This character can sometimes struggle with single target damage, so making sure that we have the damage before buying Lure. The only real downside of doing it that way, I mean, aside from not having the items for next wave, the other real downside is that we don't have the chance to roll another Lure when we've got one locked in the shop. But that's a pretty narrow and like marginal effect. Already the bag paying dividends. I don't really mind taking hits here. We're basically just trying to scoop up as much materials as we can. We also want to hunt down the ranged enemies, because those have a higher base chance to drop a consumable, which then also has a higher chance to give us a crate. And of course, those are worth money to us as well now. I'll definitely take Alien Eyes. This non-weapon sources of damage are great on this character, because the downside that you have on this character is, of course, the attack speed penalty. So Alien Eyes doesn't suffer from that, and we'll be building percent damage and HP pretty aggressively, so it's totally fine. Here I'll just grab more harvesting. We can build some harvesting in the early waves. It's still early enough that the harvesting will be worthwhile, I think. Take the Lure. We will want HP regeneration as our primary healing method. With our slow attack speed, lifesteal is not good for us. So I will skip this whetstone. We'll buy a stick, though, and roll again. And I am going to take the compass. We currently have negative speed, and I definitely want to fix that before we go too much deeper and start fighting those elites later on. Elite waves are, of course, where this character struggles. Since your single target damage is so poor, you don't usually kill the elites on this character, and that can make it much more difficult if you don't have the survivability. We definitely could have killed the loot aliens last wave, by the way, because stick is just such a powerful weapon for damage, even with the attack speed penalty, but I just wanted to play it safe. There was also a chance that we found another bag before picking up the crates, in which case we'd have been happy that we waited, but All those things are fairly marginal. The question was just whether we could kill them or not. Oh, here's the bag. If only we'd gotten that before these 3, but obviously we'll still take it. And then armor, of course, and, oh, well, there we go. Another lure, and that's going to be worth 60 materials as well, because we have 2 bags. It's like I was saying in the last video, why are you not just finding 3 bags in every run? It really makes things much smoother. Here we are just going to take the level 3 HP upgrade. I'm not that worried about the attack speed, but I want defensive stats soon. And then we will combine, buy a stick. I'm going to get these to level 2 definitely, and I might level them to 3 if it's kind of convenient, but I'm probably not going to worry too much about leveling the sticks. Bowler hat, obviously one of the best possible things we could find. We don't care about these stats at all, and we really like these 2 stats, so incredible item that we found because of our very high luck for this shockwave, so we're more likely to find higher level items. We will pick up an ugly tooth as well. I do think this will be helpful because it can help us against the elites, which ugly tooth is just a good item if you're not sure you're going to burst down the elites quickly, which this character won't. This can help slow it and keep us alive as a result. And we'll reroll once to see if there's anything I want to buy here, which there isn't. This is a lot of people's pick for worst character in the game. You see that take a lot online, and I really do not agree. I think that the Lucky is quite strong. You just have to build around item drops. Obviously, getting a bunch of bags helps with that, but people try to either like repair the attack speed or build it for damage straight up, but this character is all about the passive, and it's as you can see, an extraordinarily strong passive. So having that access to that, as well as just, I mean, starting with 125 luck is really powerful. So obviously that part's very good as well. Cute Monkey is great. We're going to be picking up materials a lot, and we definitely want that. I would lose extra luck here. So is the speed worth -8 luck to me? Or 7.5 luck? I think in this case it is. Obviously, it hurts very badly to reduce our luck, but we need some movement speed, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get that. Usually, movement speed comes from level ups, and this character gets fewer of those than other characters because of your XP penalty. I will take the gambling token. I think it's early enough that we can speculate on being able to build dodge, and we'll roll here. And then, so here's what I'm talking about. Movement speed level ups are where you often get a lot of your move speed from, so we'll just take that. And then, do I want Pocket Factory? So, we don't suffer from any engineering penalties. We already have a Lumberjack shirt. I think I probably do want the Pocket Factory. And we got it in a cheap and convenient way, so I'll buy the stick here. Pocket Factory, this is basically just for a little bit of extra damage to start the chain, and then also spawning turrets and breaking trees for us. I think that's worth 100. That might be a little bit of a greedy play, but I'm going to go with it. And then I'll buy the clover here for additional luck, of course. And we'll upgrade another stick. Again, because we found the level 2 sticks, this is a fairly cheap way to get upgraded weapons. And it's still a decent upgrade for our character. Lock the leather vest. And I'm very happy with how this build is going. This is one of the harder waves for the Lucky because it's all small numbers of high health enemies, which obviously you suffer from because you want to be chaining your attacks between different enemies. The fact that we have to start the chain by actually killing something with our sticks, which attack very slowly, makes this a lot harder. Another loot alien spawn, that's really good, even without any % enemy spawning. I feel like this is purely anecdotal and against everything that I know about the game, but I do feel like when I have high luck, I get more loot alien spawns. It's supposed to only be affected by enemy numbers, like gentle aliens and stuff, but I feel from my experience that it does seem like sometimes you get more loot aliens when you have very high luck. Here we are going to recycle and recycle. We'll definitely take another leather vest. We're actually going to have quite high dodge at this point. And yeah, I'll take a fairy. We will be able to get pretty solid regen out of that. And then here we'll reroll for a leveled up upgrade. Is it worth taking the luck or just percent damage? Or trying to roll for a level 2 upgrade? I'm going to roll. I mean, we've just got so much luck that rolling for higher level upgrades just seems good. Do I want the attack speed? Yeah, I'll probably just take the attack speed. We can get a little bit of attack speed just to make the chain easier to start. And then definitely leather vest. We definitely do not want to decrease our consumable healing, because that's how we're healing with 167 luck. Take a cute monkey. Roll again, and another clover. This is why Lucky is so much fun. You get these super high leveled items. And again, yeah, I will keep upgrading my sticks. Here, we'll definitely grab mouse. Even though the lifesteal isn't super useful, the more enemies is incredible for us. And let's go to wave 9. Wave 9 should be really great, because, of course, there's lots of low health enemies, so as they die and I pick up materials, more of them will die. Have found 0 baby elephants so far, and 0 baby geckos, and those are usually a key item for this character, but you can certainly win without them. But 1 baby elephant means, because it basically works as it stacks with your passive. Basically, you can also think of the Lucky's passive as just you start with 3 baby elephants. So if you pick up a baby elephant, it turns it from a 75% chance to do damage when you pick up materials to a 100% chance, which is much more reliable, of course. I should also be looking for unique level 1 items, because we have the fairy now, so I need to pay attention to that. I will still buy the mushroom, because this is 4 regeneration, which is a lot of regeneration for 1 item. We obviously lose some luck, but that's okay, I think. I'm not going to take wisdom. Wisdom is an item that people always ask why I don't like this item, and it's especially bad for this character because you really need to get your chain started, which means you need to have initial burst. The way most characters will lose is by letting too many enemies build up on the screen, making it hard for you to dodge, so that then you start taking damage and then you fall behind on healing and wave clear. Wisdom contributes to that problem, because even though it gives you more damage over the whole wave, because basically you're going to start with minus 20 and end with plus 40, so you average more damage from taking wisdom, it gives you lower damage at a point where you need to be clearing the enemies immediately so that you have more time at the end of the wave to stay where you're not getting overwhelmed. Basically, because the front-loaded damage is good, it lets you keep yourself alive in waves. Wisdom makes that harder, so we recycle it. Mutation, I'm still not going to take. It's 1 regen, but minus 3% speed for 1 regen is bad. We'll just take 10 luck here. Although, actually, I really do need max HP. Our max HP is quite low, so maybe I just take that instead. Yeah, I think I'd better take the max HP. This character will suffer from low max HP because you have 50% fewer levels. Most characters get about 20 HP from their levels. The Lucky only gets 10, so we're going to be behind on health compared to any other character. I will pick up Mouse as well, and that's just from the HP you get when leveling up, let alone the HP you can actually pick from levels. And in fact, just like speed and dodge, HP is one of the stats it's most efficient to get from leveling up rather than buying items, just because levels you get 9 HP for a level 3 level up, and items that give max HP are actually somewhat rare. We'll pick up the Mouse here for sure for more items. Now the question is, do I want to spend 120 on 6% damage? Our percent damage is very low, which is why our passive is not actually doing as much, so this is a very valuable stat for us. But it's very expensive, and we don't use the lifesteal at all. I think I'd better buy the ritual. 3% damage is so low, just increasing that even a little bit is going to help so much. I mean, that changed it from 28 to 30%, or to 30 damage already. So any few points of percentage damage we can get are just really valuable on this character. We get to take Broken Mouth with no penalty, because it's our first Broken Mouth, and we have Fairy. No downside to that. And then, yeah, I will actually keep upgrading these sticks. Here, I'm definitely grabbing Alien Tongue. It's good for this character anyways, because we want pickup range to trigger our passive, and also it gives us regen. And then another Alien Eyes I will take. Like I said, I really like non-weapon sources of damage on this character, like Alien Eyes, and we'll buy the coupon for sure. And then these rerolls are getting expensive, so we're just going to save our last 80. The other thing that we should be looking out for right now on this character, I mean, mostly we just need max HP and armor. Obviously, more luck and stuff would be nice, but we've gotten pretty much everything that we need to make this character work so far. Later on in the elite waves, our damage might not be keeping up as well, but for now, we've gotten enough damage. And so we just need to be able to survive the first couple elite waves, I think. Going well so far. Not the most amazing income. I left a lot on the ground there, but it's still good. And here I will take the acid. This is an item, I've said this before, but an item that has really gone down in my pick list. Just because losing dodge is pretty painful, and it's very expensive to buy it, but when you get it for free, I think it's still worth it. Definitely still worth the harvesting here. Doubling our harvesting, we'll make money off of that, and we will definitely take this as well. Increases our stick damage, and gives us another stat that we need quite a lot of. So now I'm pretty happy with where I'm at in terms of max HP. I've got 5 armor actually already, so I could take 15 luck. I could also just take some dodge. I think I'm just going to take the 9% dodge. We'll try to get to dodge cap. And then I'm going to reroll this attack speed. We don't need any more. We'll just try to get something more relevant to us, like percent damage here. I did pass on a bunch of armor, which could have been a mistake, because I do want to increase my armor as well. But I think in that spot, trying to get to dodge cap was better. When you have a lot of dodge, additional dodge that you buy gets better. Each point of dodge you already have makes every future point stronger. Because of how the curve works. So when we already had 28 dodge, I think it was worth spending on dodge there. Recycling machine is going to be good, but we're going to pass on acid and then roll again. And definitely buy Lost Duck here. I'm also going to buy book. We do have the Pocket Factory, but more importantly, we're just spending 24 for 1 regen, and I think that's a totally reasonable trade. I'm going to pass on the medical turret. I don't think we need it. Definitely taking Vigilante Ring. We will be able to get a lot of damage out of that, and then both of these are going to be great as well. And then, rather than re-rolling for 30, I'm going to go to the next wave. Already up to 27 regen, because we got Fairy. This is another difficult wave for this character, by the way, because the rib cages absorb so much damage. But our defensive stats are really good. I want like 5 more armor, but 5 armor and 70 HP alongside very high dodge for this point in the game is totally fine for defensive stats when going into the first elite wave. I think you usually want to hit about 60 HP plus decent armor and dodge, so like 20% dodge or so, because usually dodge you build later on. This build has ended up building dodge a little earlier. But going into your first elite, you would usually like to have about 60 HP, and regen somewhere in like the 20s if you're going regen, which we've got higher than that, and armor somewhere between 5 and 10. We're hitting all of those benchmarks very handily. Do I want this? It gives me range, attack speed, but I lose an armor, gain a regen. I think I'm just going to recycle it, and then I'll recycle this as well. Since we have recycling machine, it's good to just recycle things. Here, whoa. This is a tough one. I really want the armor, but I think I'm just going to take the level 3 damage. It's a level 3 upgrade, and we need that as well. Here's a baby elephant. Very happy with that. So this is going to increase our passive as well. So it's actually the baby elephant uses higher damage stat scaling than the lucky stat as well. It's not exactly 3 baby elephants, but it just makes you much more likely to do damage when you pick up materials. And I'll buy the Peaceful Bee, 46 for 4% dodge, and the harvesting will help it pay for itself pretty eventually at any rate. Nuclear launcher is very fun, but not really what we're doing on this build, so we're going to roll past it. And then here we will buy another stick and a little muscly dude. I'd love the weird ghost, and I could actually get really greedy and grab it. We have 30 regen. Alright, let's do it. I mean, you know, you guys knew what you were signing up for. And then here we're going to pick up the panda and then the tree. And do I want big arms? Probably not. The melee damage is nice, but the loss of speed and armor is too painful, so we'll pass on that. It also costs us regeneration because we have fairy. Alright, so I do have to remember I bought the weird ghost going into an elite wave, so I need to be very careful off the start, not to just take a hit and die. We need some consumables. This is one of the hardest elites, by the way, to have gotten, having picked up a, a weird ghost. Because this one actually puts you under pressure right from the start. A lot of them you can pretty safely move away from the elites and not be in trouble. I do think we actually have the damage here to try to kill it, too. Because I have these double alien eyes, and alien eyes are really good against bosses. So it's possible that Weird Ghost is going to cost me an elite kill here. I didn't think we had any chance of killing it, but I think I actually could have. Yeah, we definitely actually would have killed it if I hadn't bought the Weird Ghost. Oh well. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. We'll recycle this, and then crown. Yeah, it'll pay for itself eventually. We'll take head injury. We already have one, so it's not more regen, but it's still more damage. We'll take defective steroids as well. We don't care about losing attack speed, and we want both those other stats. We'll take Peaceful Bee, because basically I had to play cautiously for the beginning of that wave, so I didn't have the damage to kill it, but I was kind of underestimating sticks, even just with despite the negative attack speed. We would have been able to clear that elite, I think, if I had been able to focus it from the beginning of the wave. Let's pick up the goat skull as well, not because it's an amazing buy for us, but basically every unique item I get to build up regen, the better. We will buy Gentle Alien and Cyclops Worm as well. And I actually will buy Dynamite. Like I said, non-weapon sources of damage are really good here. So if we find Spicy Sauce or something, I'll be happy I have the Dynamite. And in the meantime, I'm just spending 50 on 1 regen, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Bloody Hand. So this would give us basically no healing, because we won't be using the lifesteal at all, but it is just a bunch of damage, and it makes any future lifesteal we get better, so I think I will buy it. I think it's going to be good, and I'll lock the snail. And we've got great regen to mitigate the Bloody Hand damage anyways, so I'm not really worried about the downside of it. Basically just spending 200 there on plus 20% damage, which I think is an excellent trade. Bloody Hand is such a great item because it's just a pile of stats, so even characters that aren't spec'd into anything that it does can still use it incredibly well. That is, of course, why I have rated it S tier in my item tier list. This wave, the tentacles are going to absorb a lot of the passive damage, so we'll have worse wave clear than we would on other waves. But our luck is high enough, and we have multiple bags, which is really making up for the waves where we have worse clear speed on this character. Because we're just getting 4 crates, which are worth, I mean, that's 120 materials right there, just from our bags. Definitely take the blindfold. We can get to 60% dodge chance pretty quickly, and Potato is great. It does cost us regen, but it gives us everything we want. I mean, we want all those stats. We'll take the Mastery, and we'll take Shady Potion. Here, my regen is actually starting to suffer, so I'm just going to pick up the Lungs there. It's not the most amazing item, but still good. We'll buy Snail and Helmet. I should also keep in mind that I have Bloody Hand, so Life Steal is really good to buy. I should definitely keep an eye out for that as well. Lure for sure. Propeller Hat for sure. Do I want Charcoal? It's 2 melee damage and 1 regeneration, because I don't believe we have a Charcoal. Nope. But for -2 harvesting, I think that's worth it. It's not the best deal in the world, but still pretty good. I'd love to find some more armor before Wave 14. Wave 14 is always a rough one. I'm not going to buy Terrified Onion or Charcoal here, or Lens. I think those are too inefficient, and obviously we've got some of those already. Beanie, on the other hand, I definitely will buy, and we didn't even have one, so we got a regen, and then I'll take the Muscly Dude over the Broken Mouth, although we're, of course, going to want both. Alright, let's try to kill this thing. Trying to clear the summons as they spawn, but it's basically impossible on this character because your passive is always going to be breaking more of the summoners. I'm gonna run around and pick up some materials real quick just to keep the wave clear a little bit. And then we'll come back and kill the elite. We don't have to put too much effort into this elite because it's just not that threatening of one for us. Making sure I'm killing these loot aliens. There we go. And then I'm going to be taking a lot of damage because I also don't have any armor, and there's a lot of projectiles on the map. But I should also say that Wisdom is also especially bad on elite waves, because usually you want to burst down the elite before the ads build up. So that's another reason not to take Wisdom. We will recycle this, but you can see how much money we're getting from these bags, by the way. Definitely taking this. Obviously, we lose some damage and stuff, but 6 armor is too good to pass up on. Take that for sure. Sure, that will still have plenty of time to pay for itself. Build up more damage. Grab the spicy sauce as well, and I talked about that, actually, when I picked up the dynamite. We'll just take 3 armor because it's it's the highest level one. It's possible the dodge was better in terms of effective HP stats, but I'm not that worried about it. I think we'll get to dodge cap without too much difficulty, no problem. I'll buy the Broken Mouth. I'll definitely buy Missile as well for more % damage. We'll roll here. We've already got a Goat Skull, right? So I can just pass on that, I think. And I still don't want Alien Worm, even though it's a unique and would give me regen and all that stuff. It's just going to reduce my healing by so much. Attack speed, crit chance. We actually don't want the Poisonous Tonic. We just really don't care about increasing our attack speed. Take the cake here. Do I want to sell this and spend 40 to upgrade to a level 2 stick? I don't think that's worth the effort. I'm just going to roll past it. Here, I will definitely buy Leather Vest and Gentle Alien. One more roll here, and then we are going to pick up both of these items. Great items for us. The 20 melee damage isn't that helpful, but I still think it's worth buying. Because, I mean, we have good % damage and everything, so our sticks will just hit really hard with melee damage anyways. And of course, obviously, we want Panda and everything there. We've also gotten our % damage quite high now, so we don't have to worry that much about decreasing it, because I prioritize building it. I will say this build has come together better than most builds on this character. Like, this is definitely on the high end, because we got those bags. But this character, it has such an absurd economy that you really should be able to get very consistent wins with it. I'm still remain a little confused by why why people think this is a weak character, because, I mean, you can see what's happening, and this isn't even... Like, this is on the high end, but it's not that unusual a build. I will recycle the tentacle. We're never getting crit chance. We don't want this either, because I'd rather keep my speed. This I definitely want. This I definitely want. We've got 19 armor now, so we're really doing great. We can just buy damage, recycle padding here, and then here I will take the... This is just 6% damage. Is that even worth picking up 6% damage? I think I'm just going to reroll past it and see if there's something better I can get, because like we could get 12% damage for the same level of upgrade. Honestly, we've got everything we need. I'm just going to get more luck. It's just the most fun. We'll pick up Panda, we'll pick up Mammoth, we'll pick up Baby Gecko. We'll roll again. I'm 1% short of dodge cap. Peacock actually kind of interesting for this character even this late, because levels get more expensive as you gain more levels. On characters that have XP penalties, XP gain items retain more of their value. You often don't want XP gain items past level around like 5 or so, but that's the value of them is extended significantly for the lucky, so I actually am going to buy the Peacock. I wouldn't do this if we didn't have like 60% dodge and 16 armor and 125 HP, because this is still a very dangerous item to buy. 50% more enemy damage is a lot, and it's way more than it sounds like, especially going into wave 16 with the buffed aliens, but I think we have the build to support it, and we can actually benefit from the levels. Very happy to take a warrior helmet here as well. And then, do we have a hedgehog already? I guess it doesn't matter because it's just 2 melee damage, -1 regen. I think I'll just roll past it. Nothing here I want. Rerolls are getting really expensive. Let's go to the next wave. I do have to keep in mind I've got Peacock, so I should really be trying to avoid taking hits. One thing that's great about the Lucky on this wave is that you don't have to really chase after the buffing aliens. Your passive will just assassinate them, because the buffing aliens have very little health, so any hit that actually bounces to them should kill them. Have great dodge and everything for this wave, so I don't think I've actually taken a hit from an enemy yet. It's hard to tell sometimes when you have Bloody Hand, because you get the sound cue for taking damage all the time. Hard to tell when you are actually taking damage for real. I think 53, is that worth, and 1 HP, is that worth more than a regen? Yeah, I'm just going to recycle this. Take the metal, recycle this, we've already got one. And then here, I guess I'll just take 12% dodge, go for 1% dodge. The reason I'm taking this, though, is just that this will also let us buy items that reduce our dodge freely without having to worry about that, so I think that's totally fine. And then here, percent damage is more valuable to us than the melee damage, so I'll still just grab that. Adrenaline is still going to be good. Obviously, this puts our dodge way over cap, and now I'm regretting taking the 12-point dodge level up, but we probably wouldn't have wanted to buy any other dodge item that doesn't also have the heal on it. So I wouldn't have spent money on another dodge item anyways. Only adrenaline punishes us for that decision, I think. Buy the tree, buy the lost duck, buy the beanie, roll again. We will buy focus for sure. Actually, I just want this whole shop. So I'm going to take focus. I'll take gentle alien because that's an economy item. And we'll take leather vest, lock the plant. Leather vest, we're now at 82% dodge, which is way over cap, obviously. Way more dodge than we needed, but the armor is still worth having. So I guess leather vest is the other reason not to buy the level dodge upgrade. In retrospect, that may have been a mistake. I'm just used to the last points of dodge being one that you just don't want to spend money on, because you'll find a dodge item like a gambling chip or whatever in the shop and be in a position where you're just stuck. not upgrading your dodge, because you don't want to spend money and lose armor and whatever to get that last point of dodge that's going to put you over cap anyways. So I like to just grab it when I can in a way that doesn't cost me that much. But in this case, it did not work out well because we got 2 items that had dodge on them that we were going to buy anyways. Able to clear through that elite very quickly, of course. Break all the trees. Clear all the enemies. And there we go, up to 900. I'm going to recycle the black belt because it reduces our luck. Continue to take beanie. We don't care about losing range at all, of course, and more speed is good. And yeah, I'll take another exoskeleton, or our first exoskeleton. I'm not sure. I guess it was our first because we lost 4 regen. Helmet, yes please. And yep, 4 armor. That's the thing that will increase our health the most, I suppose. Here I'll take the plant for more regen, and roll past all these. We don't need any of them. Upgrade our sticks. Roll. Another cyber ball is going to be a ton of extra damage as well. Let's check how much damage these cyber balls have done, by the way. 49,000 damage on this cyber ball. On the baby elephant, it is 129,000 damage. And then on our passive, we don't get to see. Actually, I think the baby elephant tracks the damage. I think that includes the... Baby elephant tracks the damage from the Lucky's passive. I think that includes it. I really don't want to lose that much luck, but I think I will take alien magic. Again, the only way we lose this is by not having defensive stats, and we've got tons of damage anyways. Let's buy this. Now I'm going to sell this and buy the level 2 stick. And roll. Turret is a unique level 1 item, so let's pick that up for a regen. Potato I will lock, and head injury for more damage. Great. We've got tons of wave clear, so I'm really not worried about that. Basically, I bought alien magic because we still one-shot everything with our passive anyways, so lowering our luck a little bit doesn't really matter, I don't think, and it's really important that I don't get in a position where I just take 20 hits from the bosses and die in this incredible run. It would be really embarrassing to lose this one since the game sort of handed it to me. I mean, any run where you get 3 bags is going to look like a good run, you know? But especially on this character. That said, the Lucky is tagged with pickup in the shop, so any items that care about picking up crates and stuff, the Lucky is more likely to get. So you're more likely to find bags in the shop. It's not just pure chance. Anvil won't have time to do anything. It's just going to upgrade 1 stick, so I'm just going to recycle it, and it also would cost me regen. Baby Gecko still good. Spicy sauce, great. Yeah, we've got 2 spicy sauces. We'll take the dynamite, and then here, just some regen, just to stay alive. Potato, for sure, of course. And roll past that. More luck, more move speed. Roll again. Giant belt, we have no crit chance, so we can't use it. Take the Cyclops form. Boiling water. This boiling water keeps coming up. It really wants me to buy it for 1 regen. So I'm going to do it. I feel bad for it. It just keeps trying to join the team. Gentle alien, yes. More luck on the metal detector, yes. And 2 armor for -3 HP. Still good for the leather vest. So we'll go. When we have this much HP, every point of armor is an incredible increase to our effective HP. Armor scales very well with health. So when we have 150 HP, every point of armor is so valuable, and every point of dodge is really valuable because it scales with health and with other dodge. So getting up to that 60% dodge increased our effective HP by an enormous amount. The math behind it is a little complicated, and this is a question I get a lot. But basically, every point of armor is worth exactly the same as the previous point of armor. Every point of dodge is worth more than the previous point of dodge. The least valuable point is the first point, the most valuable point is the 60th point. And both of them get better the more health you have and the more healing you have. I'm going to take the acid because we are at 90% dodge, so we can certainly buy that. Riposte is going to be a lot of damage. This is another item that's worth looking out for when you're playing the Lucky, because you'll probably have some melee damage just incidentally, and non-weapon sources of damage are great because they don't care about your low attack speed. Take the metal, of course, and gentle alien again. We've got great enemy spawns here as well, right? We've got 35% extra enemies. That's awesome. We will take 15 luck here as well. Actually, I wonder if the luck or the percent damage is worth more. Probably percent damage was worth more damage than luck, but I don't think it matters. I'm going to reroll that, and 15 more luck. See if we can hit 400 luck by the end of the... by the time we fight the bosses. I'm going to roll for that. Fertilizer is a regen, as is Toxic Sludge, but I don't think we need any of that. We're just... yeah, there we go. Get over 400 luck. That's perfect. That's what we were hoping for. And Garden could theoretically help keep us alive. None of these matter. None of these matter. I guess Alien Magic can help keep me alive, but that will reduce my luck, so I'm not going to buy it at this point. Baby Elephant, Spicy Sauce. Baby with a beard is just going to be funny. It won't do any damage, but it will ping-pong shots around as we kill enemies. They will drop materials, which we will pick up, and then those materials will drop shots, which is just going to be funny. Excuse me. Took a bunch of hits there. Gonna try to exercise like good dodging mechanics in this wave, even though we don't really need them. Just because I think it, you know, I've played a lot of this game at this point, and I think when I have a good build, I often get lazy and take extra unnecessary hits, and that helps build bad habits. So we took 3 hits. We've taken 3 hits so far, 4 and 5 there. So I took 5 hits from the bosses that wave, I believe. If someone wants to frame by frame the footage and count, then go for it. But that's not bad if you're actually trying to dodge. All right, my friends, I really hope you've enjoyed this look at the Lucky. I think this was just an incredible run all the way through. Really fun. Obviously, we ended up with some of the most absurd stats we've ever seen, because our economy just went bananas as soon as we got that first bag. Bags gained us 2,000 materials that run. Unbelievable amount of money. 100,000 damage from the cyber balls. Baby Elephant did 200,000 damage, and everything else just, you know, pulling its weight. We ended up with 200% damage, which helps a lot, and over 400 luck. So that's the run. As always, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and of course you can feel free to leave a comment, like the video, both of those help a ton with the algorithm, and you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy games. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.